this show on the road. We thank you all so very much for coming today. I know you have plenty of other things you could be doing. We're glad you're not doing that. Your involvement is crucial to the success of the Aerospace Center for Excellence and making sure that the Sun and Fun International Flying Expo is the #1 most classy, fun-filled, friendly experience in aviation any person can have. So with that, I thank you very much. If you haven't got a seat, please grab one. If we're missing anybody, we'll just move on without them. They probably didn't care enough to come. All right. With that, we're going to get this show on the road. And here we go, the first part of the show. Let's all rise and recognize the great country that gives us this opportunity. With me, please, the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing and join Nancy as we sing the national anthem together.
Because I still don't have all my voice back. All right, ready, folks? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you. Now, please remain standing, and let's pay homage to an even higher power than the great country we live in. Gary Gunn, our chaplain.
Let's pray. Our Father, as we now enter the last month of preparation for this upcoming event, our request is that you grant us the wisdom, the understanding, and the spirit of cooperation between all the teams of volunteers. We know that there will be times when we'll have a conflict of differing opinions as to how certain tasks should be executed. However, may a spirit of tolerance overrule any atmosphere of discord or disparity. May the physical safety of every affected person be foremost in our minds as we approach and perform the necessary work in preparation for the arrival of a multitude of guests and aircraft. May we unite under the umbrella of one vision in the days ahead. As the psalmist writes, may you bear us up in your hands, lest we strike our foot against the stone. Give all those that fly smooth air currents, and all those that drive unimpeded highways. It is in the name above all other names that we pray and ask. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Gary. Please be seated. All righty, here we go. As we all know, life goes on, and there's no stopping it. And when the clock of life clicks around, every once in a while it stops clicking for one of our friends. So these are some of our spectacular, most treasured assets for Sun and Fun. So if you'd be kind enough to just give me a moment and let's walk through them one at a time, and we're going to pay recognition to the great years of service they gave to Sun and Fun. Ron Beretta, Dan Buchanan, Charlie Bukowski, Bob Eldon, Ray Fellenbaum, Mike Fuller, John Hafton, Earl Humble, Ann Larson, Jerry Leviton, Carl Oshischer, Bill Milner, Donna Newman, Carl Peck, John Perry II, Millard Rivers, Polly Schroeder, Charles Sexton, Bill Smith, Jim Soule, Jim Taylor, Bill Truby, Mary Lou Voss, Bill Williams, and Ruby Wilson. Moment of silence, folks. All righty. Thank you all very much, because that's what's important, to recognize those that got us here. This was not an easy trek. We're 45 years into this game, and things are getting better all the time. It happens with y'all's help, but it also means we've got to have a staff that works year-round to make it happen. Could I please ask all of the staff members for Sun and Fun and the Aerospace Center for Excellence, if you're not already standing, please stand up. Where are you at? Staff. There they are. Look at them over here. Yeah. And for those of you who may not know, they do not stop working. In every one of their offices and cubicles, I place a canary. When the canary stops breathing, we try to pull them out. All right? This is a 24/7, 365 operation now. And thanks to them, it comes off without a hitch. Today, besides this event, we have 3 more major events going on. All right? Upwards of over 800 folks will be in our Skylight hangar this evening. And just an example, it just never ever stops. Additionally, guidance, oversight, some adult leadership on occasion. The Sun and Fun board has given us great opportunity to make decisions and execute what we want to, but they shine the light into the future. So if I could please ask all the Sun and Fun current and post board members to please stand up. If you're on the board now or have been, please stand up. This is an important part of what we do. There we go, there you go. There you go. That's right. Thank you all very much. Needless to say, this is an important part of our business. So, we have some special guests today. I think we've got Chris Hallstrand is going to be in the audience. Gene Conrad could not make it. Where you at, Chris? I saw you. There he is, right over there. I've got Adam Lund, who's going to be taking this podium here shortly, operations. And then from the FAA, our teammates, and I do mean this with all sincerity, these are our teammates, and they have helped us immensely navigate through some ever-changing rules for the waiver. This is not an easy task, because they change it every year on us, and it's a labyrinth of bureaucratic challenges. But we have Steve Moore. Please stand up. Steve, Brian Donovan. There's Steve in the back there. Brian should be right beside him. Bill Leach, and then Jennifer Anderson will be up here momentarily. So with that, we're going to switch up now. The most important part of any plan is you got to have one, right? You heard me say this for those of you here last month. 3 basic P's. You got to be professional. What does that mean? That means follow the rules, use good judgment. This noggin, you've all got a good one. When you see things going south, stop it before it turns into an accident or an incident. It also means slow down. We've had so many incidents where people were in this massive hurry to get the job done. Go wham, right into an airplane. Please slow down. Professionals take their time, follow procedure, and get it done the right way, the first time, every time, and then we don't go back and pick up the pieces. Positive. You know, we've always said we're the friendliest organization on the planet. Southern hospitality. That's being positive. Your answer is yes. How may I help you? What can I do? You're the face. You're the ones that you and your team integrate directly with the customer. If they see you happy, answering with a positive attitude, guess what? They become happy. They go from a grumpy customer to a happy customer. And then it spreads like a cancer. And it's a good one. But you set the tone. Be positive. Yes, we can. Let's find the answer. How may I help you? And then last but not least, and this is really important, you all have tasks. Everybody knows what lane you're supposed to be in. But when you're walking through the event and you see something that needs a little help, help. That's called being productive. Pick up a trash can. Help move an airplane. Get a golf cart off the path. Do something besides go, I wonder if anybody's going to fix that. That looks busted. Okay? You can do it. All right? All you got to do is just say, oh, I got a few minutes. I'll take the time and get her done. All right? The cable guy loves you. Get her done. So be very professional. And I forgot to mention, everybody has it. What do you have in your back pocket? You got a red flag. Anything doesn't look right. It doesn't look, smell, taste right. It probably isn't. Throw the red flag, stop the event, and then just ask, what's going on here? I would rather slow down a process than to have a racing into an accident. We've been real fortunate because y'all have done a great job. Our insurance is steady. They don't have any more incidents on our record, so we look good to all the underwriters, and we want to stay that way. So help us with that. Throw the red flag. So there you have it. Real simple. Every morning you wake up. You wake up happy. You wake up as a professional, and you're out there to get something done. When you do that, look what you produced this last year. Those are some pretty staggering numbers. Who would have thunk it? Here we sit with over 3,600 volunteers logged in, and I'm sure there's more out there that never put a piece of paper down and said they were working with us, but they are. And when you do that, you crank over 112,000 hours of volunteer time. That's almost unimaginable. But to us, when we look out in the future for financial assistance, one of the things we look for are grants. Grants come to those who work as teams. Grants go to those who put volunteers in the forefront and get the job done. How many dollars is that worth? Because that's what they value our grants on. Over $2.8 million. So here to tell you, folks, we cannot do this without you. This is physically impossible. To put that in perspective, that $2.8 million, if we had to pay what all of y'all do, we would walk away from the Sun and Fun fly-in pretty close to even. There would be no more money in the bank. We'd go back on a line of credit, and we would start struggling to survive. Because you do what you do, we are doing so well. You'll see here in a little bit from the other presenters, the executive directors, how many lives you have touched through the scholarships and educational programs that we have, which is awesome. Additionally, for the first time ever, Sun and Fun received this last year at the International Council of Air Shows, our first major award, recognition for innovation in missionizing air shows around the nation. We are now the benchmark, the go-to folks to teach those in the air show industry how to bring the school system into the air show, touching young lives, getting them motivated, and inspiring them to learn the sciences. That's science, technology, engineering, and the arts, as well as math. So we've done that, and our team with Greg Gibson did a fabulous job of putting that on the live TV, live TV that went around the world, had millions of viewers, and those two combined, telling a story that the world sees through a pre-flight TV show and missionizing the air show. And oh, by the way, we had a whole team from Portland, Oregon come out 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, 6 people flew all the way out here for 3 days to sit down with us to just gold mine our brains, and they're going back to replicate what we do. That's just one example. It's happened all around the nation. And oh, by the way, because of that, Southwest Airlines is now a partner. They invited me to go see them in Dallas, present what we're doing, and they've asked to join our team. That's incredible. We've never had a major airline do that, all because of the educational programs we're doing at the end, as the end result of raising the bar with Sun and Fun. Now, where's Adam Lund? This is important. He's our teammate. This is what we do. What you're going to see, what they're going to tell you, we knew about it as we discussed this as teammates, co-authors of all the things that are happening at the airport. So they make sure that there's no impact to the future of Sun and Fun. Right, Adam?
Thanks, Lights. Couldn't have said it better myself. We are teammates and we work together all year round to make sure that you guys have the tools you need to make the event successful. We usually ask 2 questions whenever we're doing something at the airport. Is it legal? And then how will it affect Sun and Fun? So those are usually our first 2 questions whenever we're deciding on something to do at the facility. So leading off, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the information we had last meeting. But airfield mowing final cut will be Wednesday, March 27th. So for all of your areas, the 27th will be the last day that we are going to mow. Aircraft parking areas will be mowed at 3 inches. And we're going to start from the east and move to the west, so Choppertown all the way to General Aircraft Camping. And then any additional mowing requests, please get with Tim Wells. Make sure that if you need to talk to your chairman, make sure that they're reaching out to Tim for any additional areas, and Tim will coordinate with our maintenance supervisor. Airport credentials, so regular badges will be issued to yearly birds and Sun Fun employees only. Event badges will go to the volunteers. And you only need that volunteer badge if you're going to be out on the airfield from Monday, March 28th until Monday, March 18th to Thursday, March 28th, and then Tuesday, April 9th to Monday, April 22nd. Temporary AOA badges will be issued to all of our FAA personnel and tech ops. And then post 500, the East Access Road vehicle passes will only be issued to the FAA and military support volunteers. Airport badges are not required if you're going to be on the field from Friday, March 29th until Monday, April 8th. Event badges will be issued by the airport badging office. You must fill out a regular airport security access application. You can download that from our website or reach out to someone from our office and we can get you a copy of that. Make sure that application is signed by Tim Wells or Laura Vaughn before you come and see us. And then also make sure you bring 2 forms of ID. This is important. We need a driver's license, and then we need either a passport, social security card, or a birth certificate. Each badge may escort up to 15 people, and we ask that everybody return those badges to the airport badging office no later than Thursday, April 11th. And then volunteers, please speak with all of your chairmen. And chairman, please speak with your volunteers to make sure that we have enough credentials issued for your area. Change conditions. So we're going to close runway 523 and make all of the southern taxiways non-movement starting Friday, March 22nd until Thursday, April 11th. Camping will be authorized on the AOA starting Friday, March 29th, that's the Friday before the event, until 5 p.m. on Monday, April 8th. The airport will be closed nightly from 7:30 p.m. until 6 a.m. starting on Sunday, March 31st, and then reopen Monday, April 8th. And then airport badges again, not required Friday, March 29th until 5 p.m. Monday, April 8th. Airfield setup and installations. Remember, no permanent installations unless approved by us at the airport. Please call us. That's our operations number, 863-834-4911 for any approvals. And then clearance requirements, we need 300 feet from the VOR, 35 feet from the AWAS, 40 feet from all edge of pavements, except for taxiway Bravo, north of Bravo 3, we need 60 feet. And then contractors and volunteers will have separate briefings that will go into more detail. We have yet to determine when those times are going to be, but if you have new volunteers that you would like to come out and get them some more additional training, we're going to have that posted later. And we do have handouts for event badges and convention procedures in the back. Just see any one of our staff members and we can get that information to you. And then also any questions, please see us after the event. And on to Jennifer Aniston. There she comes from the FAA. Oh, Anderson, sorry.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jennifer Anderson. I'm the assistant manager over at the Orlando FSDO, and what I wanted to do today is just kind of explain to you what our role is here, what we have to offer over in the FAA building, and what the exhibitors are bringing as far as the FAA exhibitors. But first, I'd really like to start by thanking the Sun and Fun team for taking on the painting of our building, and especially Tim Wells and his posse of volunteers that are making that building look beautiful. So thank you very much for that. Our role here during the event, we have 145 FAA employees here during the event. And it ranges from air traffic controllers, Tech Ops, the FSDO staff, FAA senior leadership, FAA exhibitors, the FAA safety team, and headquarters policy office. So with that, our exhibitors in the hangar portion of our building will be runway safety, airman certification, aircraft certification, next gen, ADS-B, CAMI. So if you have any questions or any of the guests here have questions about their medical, they're welcome to come over and talk to our staff of doctors. We have ASH, which is the DUI group, which I hope nobody has to go over and talk to, but they are here and available. We have the PROTE exhibit, which is the Portable Reduced Oxygen Enclosure. We wouldn't be government if we didn't have an acronym. But it's basically the altitude chamber. So if you want to come over and have the effects of hypoxia in a safe environment, please come over and join us. And the temporary FSDO is our final piece here, where we can do anything that you would have to make an appointment at one of the FSDO offices for. So if you want to get your CFI renewed, if you want to get information on the Master Pilot, Master Mechanic Award, if you want to replace or amend an airworthiness certificate, we can do all that for you. Or we can do it for any guest that's here. In some cases, we've had lost airworthiness certificates during the event. We can replace that for them. Not a worry, just send them our way. So I want to thank you for everything that you guys do to make our job easier. And please stop over and see us, meet the team. We have air conditioning, so come in and grab some cool air. And let's have a safe event. Thank you.
If you're wondering, I'm Matt LeBlanc. Actually, I'm Ed Young. ACE is the educational outreach aspect component of Sun and Fun. And as many of you know, I was a professor before I came here, a college professor, and so I prepared a 3-hour lecture with 175 slides. Which I'll give it some other time. Lights actually thought that was too long, which was surprising for me that Lights thought that was too long. But I am going to start with a history lesson. In all seriousness, I am going to start with a history lesson. During World War II, the United States government recruited Frank Capra to produce a series of films, 7 films in fact. They were called Why We Fight. And they're incredible films. If you know Frank Capra, he did What Happened Last Night and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Just different kinds of films, and then he produced this documentary series. And the whole idea behind the documentary series was to help Americans who were fighting the battle understand what they were fighting for. To galvanize not just the young men and women who were on the front lines, but also the people at home that were buying bonds, baking goods, building bombers, and also making bullets. The idea being that if you understand the cause that you're fighting for, that it makes it much easier to fight for that cause. And while it might be hyperbole to say that we're fighting for a cause, it's not much. What we're fighting for is the kids, the young people in our communities, to have the opportunity to have a better life, to work hard, and to be accepted into an industry that we all love. And so that being the case, what we're going to present to you is what the outcomes, because Sun and Fun raises so much money for the educational aspects, the outcomes of what's happened because of your hard work and dedication. We've changed our mission statement, and I tend to refer back to the kids, but I don't want you to be stuck on the notion that we're only interested in educating kids. There are a lot of folks that have changed careers and so forth, but what we try to do is we try to engage, educate, and accelerate the next generation of aerospace professionals. That's our goal. So how well are we doing that? Well, we have the high school across the street here. That may be a little bit difficult to read, but we have a 100% graduation rate from that high school. Think about that for a minute. 100% graduation rate. We have a school that is one of the top 10% of ROTC participants in the United States of America. Our kids are involved in serving this country, even starting out. The community service we see on applications for scholarship are incredible because these kids are involved in the community in activities like ROTC and a whole variety of other things. This is what it looks like now. It's kind of fascinating to me that we have 110 kids out of 356. We have 110 kids who are engaged in engineering. And
the other day I was absolutely shocked because we were doing a class over in the 727 and I said, hey, so what got you interested in aviation? The kid looked back at me and goes, I hate aviation. What the heck are you doing at this school? He goes, this school has one of the best engineering programs in the state. I came here because engineering is what I'm interested in. Okay, I'll take that as an answer anytime. We do a good job of teaching the kids engineering. If they want to go into aerospace engineering, they got to step up because they've had a chance to take a whole bunch of electives that include things like avionics and A&P and those sorts of things, and also professional piloting. But that's what our school looks like now. We actually on staff here, so our program, the ACE program, is a $2 million program. We have 3 teachers that are on staff. We have 40,000 youth engagements. You might ask what that means. Well, last night we had about just shy of 400 youth engagements. We had 400 kids that came to First Friday last night and climbed into a Kit Fox. And the variety of reaction from these kids is the whole reason to do this job, to come out here and think about doing this job. You had kids that were absolutely ecstatic to climb in that cockpit. May have been the first time that they ever moved a stick on an airplane. They could see the ailerons move. They could watch the elevator change. It was incredible. We had a number of people that came up and said, hey, this is my 5th or 6th grader. They are interested in aviation. It's all they talk about. Well, we've got an answer for you. You can come to high school here. We reach out all the way in Polk County if we have a request to do our planetarium or the Kit Fox. It's absolutely free. We'll go into any school in this county and we will give them a program and a presentation. We have a curriculum built for it. If you've never been in the planetarium, I suggest you go. We were in it yesterday doing training, and every time I go in there, I'm just like, wow, this is so dang cool. I can't believe somebody actually has this thing. We sat and watched the whole rotation of the galaxy. We looked at constellations. It was just great. And that's what we do, and we'll go out and we'll do that for the schools. We also have the Kit Fox that'll go around. Now, if you're not in Polk County, we will take the Kit Fox and the planetarium to any school, pretty much in the state of Florida. We've been all the way from Homestead up near Panama City. We'll go anywhere. We do ask that the schools pay for the mileage and a travel fee, and that's it. So this is reaching out to all across the state of Florida, getting kids excited in our way of life. We also do a Classroom to the Sky program. In the summer, we do a transition program for kids with special needs. We actually have 20 unique educational programs. If you have an idea for what an educational program could be, okay, look at our list first, and then come talk to us if it isn't on the list, because it's a pretty good chance we're going to do it. In fact, we formed a SWAT team of employees and volunteers to go out and present these programs because we are so excited about reaching out about aviation. We've produced 91 private pilots, teenagers in airplanes.
Yes.
91. $1.8 million over the last 6 years has gone towards our scholarship programs, which include 50 college scholarships, and we have about 50 folks who are in progress in getting their A&Ps. This is A&P, the mechanic part of the industry, is truly the part that we see needing the most. We have almost as many pilot needs as we do mechanics. We're really looking at ways that we can do this better. And again, we've new programs. Florida Takes Flight. 6 new scholarships reaching out, using our model across the state of Florida, engaging 6 new pilots across the state between 17 and 24, getting those folks through their certificate, and we're, again, increasing that reach. The Lakeland Aero Club, which Mike is here this morning. If you have any questions about that, we have 65 members. Between 14 and 24, 12,000 square feet of hangars. I'm sure you guys have been down there and seen the whole thing. When I get bummed out during the day, because I'm a chairman just like you guys, and somehow or another they thought it was a good idea to task me with 3 areas. But when I get bummed out during the day, I walk down there and I talk to the kids, and it reinvigorates the reason that we do this. Why do we fight? Why are we interested in this? That's the reason. You're looking right at the next generation. You're looking at carrying on the cause that we've all loved for so many years. And this graphic, when it gets up on the website, I encourage you to look at it, because this is what we've seen from the scholarship program, and I think this translates almost any community. If you're not from Lakeland, think about this and how it works. We put money into the scholarship program, suddenly we saw flight schools open, suddenly we have lower fuel costs, suddenly We have more flight activities. Suddenly, it's not suddenly anymore. This is a plan. We're doing this. We're making it successful. And these are all of our partners. And so, again, when I say, why do we fight? Why do we do this? Why am I part of Sun and Fun? Why are you part of Sun and Fun? One of the things that Light said that really drives home the point is that you are responsible for the great things that are happening here. So when you think about the notion that you are Sun and Fun, I am Sun and Fun, I am Career Fair, yes. I am Museum, yes. I am the Drone Zone, yes. But I'm also maintenance. I'm also air ops. I'm also safety. I am a part of what's making this program so great. I cannot thank you enough. The kids can't thank you enough. We got a card the other day that damn near made me cry, where the kid said, you know, my family just could not afford to do this flight training stuff, and now I've got a career path ahead of me. That's why we're here. That's why I'm Sun and Fun. Thank you.
All right, so most of you guys are getting used to seeing my face around here now. I think I'm Holly. I'm in charge of all things philanthropic and donations here at Sun and Fun. And as we get ready to go into the fly-in, I know a lot of you all are great at going out there and securing things from the community and support for your areas, and we really appreciate that because it helps us do a great job at what we do, and it doesn't break the bank in the process. So as we're going into that, I'm just going to ask for a little bit of help from you, and I'm hoping, do I have this video? Okay, so I got a little video to show you about how you can help with all of our donation process. Nope.
So by now, you probably know that Sun and Fun is not just a yearly convention and air show. Sun and Fun is home to the Aerospace Center for Excellence, a year-round educational program recognized by the IRS as a 501c3 charitable organization, meaning any gifts made to Sun and Fun or ACE are considered tax deductible. What counts as a donation? Well, lots of things. Donated equipment used for events, free food or beverage provided to volunteers or guests, supplies purchased that weren't reimbursed, and of course, cash donations that support our work. These all count as gifts to Sun and Fun, as long as there were no goods or services given in exchange for the gift. We call that quid pro quo, and it includes things like tickets, free meals, parking passes, advertising, or exhibit space. All these things must be subtracted from a gift to determine its charitable value. It's very important to Sun and Fun and ACE to make sure that every donor and every gift is recorded and recognized properly, and we need your help to do that. And to make this as easy as possible, we've created a new tab on the Fly-In Volunteer Operations webpage labeled Fly-In Donations, where you can find our tax-exempt certificate and a notification form to communicate details about gifts made to your volunteer area to our Philanthropic Development Department. Our staff will ensure these donors get proper charitable receipts. You'll also find easy step-by-step instructions to make sure we're all working together to steward our supporters appropriately. Because when we work together to engage support for our mission, the real winners are the thousands of students benefiting each year from ACE programs. So please communicate with us about any plans to request donations, and please communicate information about any gifts received. We are here as a resource to help facilitate needs for your area while also making sure our areas work together and aren't making multiple requests to the same donors. We appreciate your help and all your efforts to propel our mission forward. Let's have a great fly-in.
So I tried to make this just as easy as possible so that when you go onto the website, into that regular fly-in volunteer operations page where you find your sign order request and your camping permits and all those good things, there's a tab on there now that says Fly-In Donations. And if you click on that, not only can you review this wonderful video about what is and isn't a donation, but you can also find a form on there. You can find all of my contact information. And again, the whole goal here is we want to make sure that every gift, no matter what area it goes to or what it's doing, is recognized by Sun and Fun, thanked, and properly receipted. So I appreciate your help in doing that. And one last thing is I'm also here to facilitate any of the fundraising efforts that you are doing in your area. I know some of you are raising funds for specific things, and if you need my help, I can help create online forms where you can shoot donors straight to a credit card form where they can make gifts to that particular cause. So again, I'm here to help you, and I just ask that you communicate with me and help make sure that we're taking care of all our family and all the folks that support what we do here. So that's it. Thanks a lot.
Good morning. So, whoever said women talk too much never worked at Sun and Fun. I got 3 slides and I'm done. Okay? All right, so last year, when I came up here, the end of February, I told you our online sales were at $206,000. This is where they are as of end of February this year. We have got a crowd coming this year. We're very excited. Over a 5-year period, you can see we have gone up 2.5%. I mean, 250%, okay? I don't know my numbers here. It's scary. All right, so Bonnie's doing a great job with our exhibitors. Last year we were at 456 exhibitors with 663 spaces sold. This year we're at 475, or at the end of February we're at the end of 475, 684 spaces sold, 56 brand new exhibitors. So we'll have some great new stuff out there. Camping. Do what? 484. Okay. Camping permits sold. We're doing great on our camping permits. So what does that mean? That means when you go out there to set up, you need to set up with about a 20 by 40, and you don't need to skip over 10 feet before you set up your 20 by 40. You need to get close to your neighbors. We have a lot of camping this year. Lights has already touched on safety tips. Just a reminder, golf carts is a big issue here. We have a lot of incidents with golf carts. Please be very careful. If you do have an incident, please let me know. Okay? Thank you very much. Who's next? Tim Wells.
Thank you, Tracy. Good morning. I'm going to try to keep this shorter than Tracy's. We're really busy. Thank you. I do need one other thing that I need to do here. Hold on a second. Thank you. Ed says he has 3 departments. I'm pretty sure I have 153. So whenever he wants to trade out that bow tie, I'm ready for him. All right, where's my clicker thing? There it is. All right, so what did we do this year while you guys were away? Our capital investment that we've done through the course of Lights had already told you that we've done 91 events this year. Just to give you an idea how busy the guys are right now and our early bird volunteers. Today we have 4 events on the site at the same time. All right, so we're going to turn this pavilion as soon as we're done for a picnic for one of our local companies with 400 people coming. We have 1,000 people in the Skylight Hangar for a wedding reception. We have a baby shower in Cessna. We have our chairman's meeting today. And oh, by the way, it's 31 days to the fly-in. New roofs. We got metal roofs, 40-year warranties on hangars C and D. So we're really excited about that because now all our roofs are within probably 2 years old. Hangar A, of course, has been renamed because now we're more as an events facility there at Hangar A, is now called the Skylight Hangar. We also got the Skylight Hangar repainted, and we also added an entrance, a vestibule of sorts, so that way while there's an event going on in there, if you have to take a cell phone call, you need a place to step out. That's the idea behind it. So this is our new entranceway that we're really excited about and serves us a really good purpose. I would like to give a hats off to my maintenance crew, to everybody, Ruben, my foreman, Lorenzo, Brian, Logan, Tim too, and our new hire, Don Harville. Guys have been hitting it out of the park with the paint. If you show up today and your building's painted, it didn't just happen, all right? And of course, all the early bird volunteers that have gotten out the paintbrushes and got on the bandwagon. It's been a lot of work. That's Lights' fault. Anyway, what do we do in the core area? We added 8250 amp services, and the reason that we did this was not only for our vendors here during the fly-in, but also for our friends from PigFest, and also our friends from the Family Motor Coach Association. And as we continue to grow as an events facility, it's very important that our infrastructure continues to grow as well, okay? And that's water, sewer, electric, and capacity, so we can host these events properly. And then on the backside, we took advantage of the opportunity, and all joking aside, I will give Lights this shout out and kudo, and Melissa, wherever Melissa is. There you go. Oh, stand up. Oh, you are. That's all right. I was going to save that joke for Ed. He's the only one that can stand up in the planetarium. There she is. So now what we did is we turned the backside of these electrical services into our story. Educate, camping, volunteer. Okay? So when all these other guests and visitors come to see our facility, that then they can read about the story that you all provide to the fly-in and throughout the year. It's amazing to me how often I get in the local community or I come across people at the events that are local events here that have no idea that there's a fly-in that happens here. And the majority from Lakeland. So I'm like, we're the place that makes all the loud noise that you call Adam about. Of course, Jennifer had pointed out we've been cracking away at the FAA building, so as you can see, we're almost done. We're about 90% there, and that is also a marquee land point in our whole core area. We're not going to get the rest of the hangars done or pilot mall this year. I apologize. We flat ran out of time. Widening Voyager Path. What we're going to do here, our friend and our board member, Bill Bachschmidt, every year is kind enough to make a wonderful donation of paving. This year, he's agreed to do Rocky Road north of Maintenance Way, all the way to Joliet. He's also doing a little road up to the Aero Club, but the biggest one is, if you all notice, all these trees that kind of just, all the branches and stuff went away, and now you can see Clubhouse Row. Again, my guys tackled that this summer, and without fail, they got it done. So now when you walk through the front gate of Sun and Fun, you're going to see a runway. What a novel concept, right? We're going to be able to see all the way to the core area. And we widen this out, and Bill Bachschmidt's going to pave it Monday for us. So we're really excited about that because it has pulled the entire campus together. When you're in the core area, you'll see Paradise City, and vice versa. All right, so this is really cool. And then I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Chris and Adam and Craig, and of course our friend Gene over at the airport has provided us some more millings that we haven't even tackled into yet this year, but just to identify our problem areas and dress up some areas that we've done in the past, because we have gotten a lot of rain out here, folks. So please, I will ask a personal favor today when you get into some areas, just make sure you walk it before you try to put your truck or camper in it. It is extremely wet out there, and we just seem to be getting little bit. So we're trying to get ahead of it as much as we can. Sun and Fun Drive, again, the airport in conjunction with FEMA after Hurricane Irma, they tied in the paving project. You'll see out on the Warbird ramp that Warbird ramp and taxiway, what is it, Foxtrot? Foxtrot was all redone, and then part of that was repaving Sun and Fun Drive. So Sun and Fun Drive all the way to James C. Ray Drive, and then right where the card reader is, they had a wonderful idea of widening that road so you could get to the card reader to get out onto the air side without having to go down to the mud. Not sure if you thought about that one. Anyway, re-landscape Cessna, so now you can see the building. Hats off to my foreman, Ruben, because he is the landscaper, and I love when him and Lorenzo get in arguments about roses. We repainted Sunset Grill. You get the theme that these guys have been living with a sprayer in their hand all summer. They're ready to spray paint me. I told them, we're going to take a break. We have a fly-in coming, I promise you. And they're tired of coming back looking like a Smurf. Just a couple changes for this year that we've been thinking about and talking about, and what we need to do is as we're moving forward. So we've done a wonderful job for 45 years with our fly-in, okay? And we know where the go, no-go zone is. So with the help of our friends, our chairmen in each department, and our friends in security and their robust new staff from some of the ERT volunteers, we're going to replace a bunch of the orange rope, okay, with yellow rope. And there's a reason for this. The reason is majority is cost. All right, over the years, the orange fence being stretched, the wind being blown, being out in the sun and the elements is brittle. The other part is that the fiberglass poles that we hammer into the ground, well, as you can imagine, after hammering and hammering, they splinter. They're about $8.65 a pole. So if all of a sudden you have to buy 1,000 poles, you start to get the hint. So what we're going to try to do this year is try to not eliminate, but replace certain areas from orange fence to yellow rope. Fence map updates right there on the corner of the stage is some of the fence map updates that we've done that you'll see the certain areas that went from orange fence to yellow fence. Fuel management system. The fuel management system is going to be, we actually have the monitoring system and the computer system already installed. It'll be wired hot Tuesday morning when the fuel management system company will come here and program in the software. More to follow, but simply it's going to be a key fob system. So what we're going to work, and I'm working diligently with Laura, and I'm going to send everyone to Laura because you're welcome. On obtaining a key fob for your area, for those areas that'll need the fuel. So we're going to learn about all this on Tuesday, and then we'll pass it along. So we will have some folks that are going to watch the fuel farm again this year as they've done in the past, so we can get some help out there. Generators. I want to hit on the generators because all of the area that Ed had talked about and all the fundraising and everything that we do for the last 2 years, we're 0-2. All right, 2 years ago we lost a 3,000 Honda generator. This past year we lost a 2,200 Honda generator that just went vamoose. All right, gone. This is a big, big gift from our friends at Honda, which saves us a lot of money for this fly-in. And that turns out to be about $6,000 that came out of our pocket that could have put another kid through an educational program. All right, so let's be diligent when those generators come out of maintenance. All right, and I can tell you, David Wall back in the tool crib, for those of you that didn't get past him last year, you're not getting past him this year. That includes lights. He needs his volunteer card. There are no exceptions. That's me included. So let's just keep our eyes on the generators, pretty please. We repainted, and of course, the new paving projects, and last but not least, our friend Roland Becker. Does everybody know Roland Becker higher powered doors? Anybody seen any of the doors here on the campus? You know, the new one he put on the south side of Eddie Hanger last year? Well, Roland decided a couple months ago, he came in, flew in, and he said, "Lights, Tim?" He goes, "You know what, it's been a good year. I love what you guys are doing. We're going to put doors on the back of B, C, and D this year." Not one, not two. I like to say all things come in threes, and that was definitely a big gift. Roland, during the fly-in, is set up on the south end of A, right by the door. So if you guys get around there and you get a chance to see him, he's a great guy. Please thank him. And Jeremy and Bunk, Jeremy Brown from the Raiders, again, donated us a bunch of equipment this year to the tune of about $200,000, guys. So when you see Jeremy, please thank him. He was gracious enough. Again, we couldn't do what we're doing, paint trees and all that, without his equipment and the dump trucks. And also, I said, "Jeremy, I need a hand." And he goes, "What's that?" I said, "Those doors that Roland donated, I need you to install them." And he goes, "Not a problem, Tim, we'll tackle it." So please thank him. I appreciate it. And now, off to the man with the plan for the hour, Greg Gibson. Thank you.
Hi. Some of you might wonder the appendage here, attachment on my left leg. That's trying to convince Homebuilt and GA Parking to play well together. Well, the good news actually, Donna, is that I'm right-legged. Plenty left. All right, so I was asked to keep this one family-friendly this time. You're welcome to Voodoo. Let's talk about the air show a little bit. So, none of this has changed. As we heard the last time, we're going to have our non-movement area as published before. We're going to have some movement maps that Adam will have available. If you're involved out there during the setup phase, the week prior to the flying, you need to be observant. Aircraft will be moving. Given that it's a non-movement area, they have a procedure to follow, but they're not talking to the tower. So you need to be making sure that you are not getting in their way. The aircraft have the right of way. Lots of businesses on the south side of the field. NOAA, if you are not officially vetted and you will have an identification for being in that hangar, you may not go. It's very, very cut and dried this year. They are, with the shutdown and other things, they have got a lot of maintenance going on. They're being very generous to allow some of the performing aircraft to be in there. But that being said, photographer, volunteer, me, lights, anybody that's not credentialed to be in that building, you will be asked to leave. It is a United States government facility and they're operating as such. So please be adherent to that. We had several folks that were just wander in and take over the place last year. That didn't go well. So we'd like to make sure that that doesn't happen. They're fantastic people. They support us 100%. They're willing to let us even utilize the facility, even while they're trying to catch up. They have one of their aircraft that actually has to depart during the air show on Sunday in order to get to a deployment. So it's busy. They're all hands on deck. But they're allowing us to work with them anyway. Draken, once again, expect some movements pre-show. Depends on what they've got going on. We're not privy to everything that they're doing, but we know that those jets could be moving around down there. A lot of flight training and whatnot. And once again, the new apron that's been paved down there is for the tenant use only, so don't try to encroach on that area. It's not a space that we've had access to really anyway, but make sure that we're not parking any aircraft on that. We still have the ramp that we had previously, but we do not have the new pavement that's over there. So if you've got any questions about that, you can see me or you can see the airport gang. Reiterate what Light said, everyone definitely has a red flag. If you see something not going well, then by all means, stop it right now. Everybody's got the opportunity to do that. Nobody's going to say anything bad about you. They will make sure that we try to accommodate whatever that problem is and then get things back to normal. Okay, parking overview for aircraft. This is once again just an idea of what we're working to accomplish over the next year to get to where we have aircraft that came to be seen available for people to see them rather than walking all over creation to get to them. So show planes are also, certainly in the case of Homebuilt, having access to them because of the restrictions we have about where aircraft fly during the showcase and other times during the air show. We want particularly Homebuilt to be able to get to their aircraft so they can show them off. So a show plane, by definition, is something that came in to be seen. Every other plane, which is what the rest of that is people that flew an airplane in to see those other planes. So I'm trying to make this as simple as I can, and that's one of the things that we're working from. And once we get all of this in place, then of course marketing takes over, and we're able to sell it. So trying to work towards a plan is our only goal in getting that done. Okay, parking for this year. We modified, we were working really hard to try to come up with another solution for the yellow lot. That failed. So this year, I'm sure a lot of you are relieved, the yellow lot will remain where it was in previous years, along with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We're going to have our air operations meeting immediately following this, upstairs in the ICOF room. Those of you that don't know where that is, find Flipper. It's upstairs in the ICOF room. I understand that EMS is standing by afterwards or whatever comes out of that meeting, but we're going to solve the final Homebuilt parking location because we will be printing a map next week. So we need to make certain that whether that location is and our advertising can accommodate it. So don't leave unless that's done, guys. That needs to happen. But at any rate, right now the proposal is for Homebuilt to be occupying a section, an area just west of Echo 1 and south of Echo, with an expansion across the taxiway north of Echo. More to come on that. Okay, same thing for the Warbird ramp layout. Those of you guys are pretty familiar with that, so I won't go through all of them. But the big thing is, don't park a vehicle on the Warbird ramp. Do not transition that ramp in a motorized vehicle unless you have a specific reason and authorization to be there. There's aircraft out there that are worth a whole lot of money, and I don't want to be paying for any of them. So let's make sure. We certainly don't want anybody to get hurt. And I don't want to pay for you to get hurt either. So the big item there is don't operate a vehicle. 927 Club or hospitality areas have got specific roles to be out there. Yes, they can go there. They're supposed to be there. They have specific routes. They've been briefed. There's a plan for their traffic flow. All of that's in place. So when you see them, it's, oh, well, they can go. It must mean I can go. No, it doesn't. That's not what it means. And also, for the Warbird building and the Performer tent, please don't park there. Find somewhere else to park. There's a lot of places to park. Get there, not up next to where people and aircraft are being moved. Tram courtesy, don't pass a tram. Tram, just wait, go a different route, something. Just make sure, because people are always trying to run across in front of a tram. That's one of the things pedestrians will do. They'll run across and try to not get hindered by the tram or held up by the tram. If you're passing the tram and somebody's deciding they want to run out in front of the tram before that, you can do the math. That's going to turn out badly for probably the runner, and then you have to deal with that, and then we're all in trouble. So tram courtesy by all means. I know you can't see this. As you know, Laura posts this online later, so you'll be able to pull this up and look at the Warbird ramp layout for those of you who have an interest in that. Same thing with this photograph. This is a photoshopped version of that map taken from 2018 that now looks like what 2019 should look like. So those of you in operations who would like to see that, that'll be posted online. Okay, the air show schedule, same as it was, have not changed those times. I'm sure the FAA appreciates that. My waiver hasn't been requested to change. The only thing I've added on here is the live air show TV pre-flight show that Lights mentioned earlier on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's from noon to 1 o'clock, the hour preceding the air show. So that's mostly for your enjoyment. You just want to get up there and watch. It's pretty cool. It's like watching an ESPN pregame show or something. It's really, really neat. So the bigger we got of the crowd there, the better. So by all means, make yourself welcome, come on up. There is a large stage. It's parked on the west side of the Warbird ramp, right past the Welcome to Sun and Fun sign. Let's see here. Our air show highlights, obviously the Blue Angels, Tailhook Legacy flights have been added, so this is something really neat. T-45s are going to be coming in along with Jim Tobel and his Corsair. The Kavanaugh Vietnam SAR demo, if you've not seen that search and rescue demo, that is incredible. It's something really fun to watch. A lot of Vietnam era warplanes are coming and going, helicopters, there's pyro going off, there's a wall of fire, basically simulating a rescue of a downed pilot during Vietnam. And it's pretty dramatic. It's gotten a lot of recognition, won several awards. It's in the vein of the Tora 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 side type of things, but it's in the Vietnam theater. So very, very, I think, timely and something that we're looking forward to supporting here at Sun-N-Fun, because that era definitely needs more recognition. Lewis Air Legends are returning. They've got their P-38 Lightning Glacier Girl and A-20 Havoc, which is a fantastic aircraft if you've never seen that. Their B-25, it's called Russian to Get You. And they also have their Tiger Cat will be returning as well. And just a quick shout out to the Warbird crew, Doug and his team over there. Lewis Air Legends selected us as their very first confirmed air show for 2019 because of the way they were treated in 2018. This customer service, I'd like to recognize those guys right now with a round of applause, please. Thank you very much. It's a big deal. I mean, it's tens of millions of dollars worth of aircraft and effort, and they're coming in here. They had no question about it whatsoever. They said, we're going back there because we had a good time, and it worked out well. F-16 Viper demo, it continues to be confirmed. John Rainwaters will be performing that demo, and then we'll be here the first part of the week, Thursday through Friday, performing that along with the Heritage Flight. I'm sorry? Monday. We're going to do a demo on Monday? Yeah, Tuesday through Friday. Okay. Steve, maybe we had something to talk about after all. I don't know. Okay. I'm just the air show for what I know. Our Stardance Spectacular Drone Light Show. This is something you may have seen if you keep an eye on social media, that all of the all the AOPA fly-ins have it, Oshkosh has it, several air shows announced it, but we got it first in 2019, so this will be the first place you'll get to see that. And also, for those of you who are not able to watch on social media, we're doing a different ad campaign this year, reaching out to the surrounding area, about 26 markets, and I believe it's the 11 southern states, all the way west of Texas and north of Mason-Dixon line. So if you click on it, you're looking for air show, you look for things to do in Florida, you look for just about anything, and ads going to pop up on Google, and what you're going to see is a combination of, there's a landing page, and you'll see videos that look like this. This one showcases the event side of things, and the next one will be the air show. All right, so that's the event one. Now that one we posted and it's got seen on Facebook. It got a lot of traction. That one was seen almost, I think that was close to 40,000 views on that one, just on social media. That doesn't count what it got seen online. Now this next one that's coming up, when we posted it, it really took off. Over 60,000 people have looked at this. This is a measurement that we're trying to work on. It's the other part of my job is the marketing side of things. So determining how we're going to attract an audience, and this is the kind of thing that really gets them going. What is generating that extra $70,000. That's our partner, Attention Creative, came up with that. From a lot of video and a lot of the elements, a lot of the elemental things you see in there came from a lot of our Sun Fun photographers. So it's really a good group effort, and we're doing quite well with it. Last item for me, absolutely, years back, people said, hey, don't mess with anything as far as sponsorship. We got it. No, that's not the case any longer. We really, really want your help. That said, there's a process. We're going to make certain that we're all coordinated. And not only that, for whatever it is you're looking to get sponsored, we can help you with assets that you don't have access to directly just simply because you don't work in that area. So by all means, get with us. Let us know what you're thinking. We'll assemble a package with you and then help you get the tools that you need to go out and solicit some of this, because quite frankly, there's only two of us, myself and Melanie, that are in charge of sponsorships for the fly-in. Well, we have 3,000 plus volunteers, and I feel like that's a pretty good sales force, but it does require oversight. It does require making certain that we're all together on this so that we don't end up looking awkward to some folks that have 4 or 5 people coming at them from different areas. And they say, well, I just talked to you. Don't you guys talk to each other? So that's happened. That's been a big part of some of the struggle we've gone through with this. So absolutely, this is an integrated group effort. We all are on the same team. Let's make sure we utilize each other. Aircraft judging, and I've called these out last time. Aircraft judging and military hospitality are fantastic examples of two areas that are moving straight ahead and getting the things that they need in order to be sustained and have a good time and take care of their volunteers during the flying, as well as making great customer service. So it's a worthwhile combination to investigate. And I believe that's it for me, so I'll introduce the lovely and talented Miss Laura Vaughn. Thank you very much.
Good morning. So before we get started on the business of the day, I just wanted to take a minute. Lights called off the names of the final flight volunteers earlier, and I just kind of want to do a little bit of a special recognition to one of those gentlemen, Charlie Bukowski. Charlie Bukowski kind of changed the way we did our volunteer operation here over the last 10 years. And I just wanted to say he passed away in the fall, and some of us have been struggling a little bit trying to get the process going through for this year, but we've got it going. It's working fine, and I just wanted to say thank you, Charlie. He was truly the little wizard behind the curtain, and I know what he kind of did behind that curtain because I'm having to do some of it now. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope he's taking that final flight well. So anyway, getting on to business. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, credential pickups will be available today. As far as I know, everything that has been approved is been filled. The credential office will be open until 3 p.m. this afternoon. So if you are staying for meetings after this meeting, they will be there until 3 for pickup. Chairman hats will also be available. If you have not already picked up your chairman hats, they will be available in that location as well. Final equipment orders. Yesterday was the deadline. Everything has been approved so far except for one item on my list. The one thing that I would caution you to do or ask you to do as we start building our list for our vendors, sometimes numbers change because of availability. So keep checking back your equipment list. Even though it's been approved, we may have a need to change something as we go forward after we have our final discussions with our vendors. So that means no more changes on your equipment list unless you call me and we figure out a way to make that happen, or email me. But don't go in and make any changes on your equipment list at this point, because we are working to get our vendors the information that they need. Okay. Your volunteer ID cards, Tim touched on it. If you have anyone in your group, yourself or any volunteer that will be picking up equipment from fly-in supply or maintenance, please do not send them down there without their volunteer ID card. They can't bring yours. If you have one and they don't, you go pick up the equipment. The person that's name is on the ID card is the person that needs to be picking up the equipment. So don't put Dave in a bad spot. And if you need to order an ID card, please order the card. There's a little checkbox right beside where you order the person's wristband that you can quickly order them an ID card. Yes, with the barcode on it, yes. Okay, volunteer camping. Becky was here earlier with the early campground permits. That has now moved down to my office. So if you're here with your rig and you haven't gotten your permit yet, you can start moving your camper in today, but you have to have your permit. So please go to my office and pick that up. Even if you didn't turn in an early campground permit request, we were having some difficulty with the form online, which I have been told by our webmaster that has been fixed. But go down there anyway. If your chairman has ordered your credential or requested camping, we can issue a credential for you today for camping. I wanted to touch on tents, tables, and chairs. So we have submitted that order to our vendor already. The deadline for that was the 15th. So no more changes in that regard. I sent an email out earlier this week because I was getting a few little changes here and there. So for those of you who have issues with where you may want your tent located, Matt and I will be marking some of the tents off probably starting this afternoon and throughout next week. Matt may be in contact with you directly if he's got questions, or you may contact him directly if you want to be involved in the positioning of your tent. So I had Matt's business cards here last meeting, but if you need to get in contact with him and you don't have his contact information, email me and I will send that to you. Okay, the I can't say this. I love the name, but I can't say it. Clear Prop Flight Briefing and Tail Dragger tickets. Now, the Clear Prop Flight Briefing is kind of going to be a little pep rally, kind of a meeting like this that we're going to hold the Sunday night before the start of the show. It's going to be in this location. It's going to be at 7 p.m. You need to order tickets for it just like you would for the Tail Dragger. They're actually on the same form. So when you go in to order your Tail Dragger tickets, you can do the same thing for the Clear Prop. So that's going to be here Sunday night. We're kind of celebrating our 45th anniversary at the same time. So if you can join us, please do. Hopefully we'll have last minute information to share with you. No, it's not a dinner. It's just a dessert like birthday cake or something. So it's not a feed. Okay, Bonnie is selling previous year volunteer t-shirts and some actual Sun and Fun shirts that were donated to us from Pilot Mall. So if you have some extra cash in your pocket and need a few extra Sun and Fun shirts, please see Bonnie. And, let's see the screen, okay. Website, okay. If you have a particular volunteer need, please post it on the website. Call Robin and give her that information. They continually have people that are reaching out to volunteer with us, and they need to know if these people can find a home with you. So they try to compare talents and what the person is wanting to do with what you may need. So please share that with Robin. The other thing that she's asked me is if you have received a volunteer from her that's looking for a home, please respond to that volunteer. Let them know, find out if you can use them. If you can't, please let Robin know that you cannot use them. It's very important that these people are reaching out and they want to work here for us, make our jobs easier. It's very important to kind of find a place for them so they don't go off and say, well, I tried to volunteer there, but they're not interested. Just kind of remember how you felt when you first came on. Somebody, a new volunteer, they're excited and they want to be a part of the show. Daily schedule. This is just something for you, possibly, and for our guests, but we have a daily schedule on our website that our guests go to, that we put all of our our event activities listed there. We're going to be adding an element to that, hopefully, before the flying, where our guests and yourself, if you have a need, where you can actually set up your event itinerary. Like if you have something special that you want to do during the course of the event, you can actually check it, and it'll be on your, when you sign in to the website, you can check your itinerary and keep up with the things that you want to do during the fly-in. So hopefully we'll have that very, very soon. Speaking of the daily schedule, we will be pulling that Monday or Tuesday of next week to put the content in a file for our printed info guide. So if you have any activities that you would like to have listed or included on the daily schedule, you need to add it to the website version. And I've sent links out to chairmen for that purpose. If you don't know where to find that link, or if you still need it, I need to have that information included by Monday. So email me over the weekend if you don't have it, and I'll be glad to send you the email again. We want to have a very, very full schedule for everybody. So please, if you've got something, we can always put on their requirements, like ticket required or volunteers only. But it's just nice to have as much information as possible on that. So, this is our volunteer t-shirt this year. This is the artwork. We're celebrating our 45th. So if you are wanting to guarantee that your volunteers get a t-shirt, a complimentary t-shirt this year, I need to have their size included in on their credential request, and I need their request by March the 20th. If you put in a request after March the 20th, I cannot guarantee that you'll get a t-shirt for your volunteer. So please try to get your credentials done by that time. Okay. Lunch will be, I sent an email saying that lunch was going to be a grab and go here, but actually lunch has been moved to the Sunset Grill. So we're getting done so early. I don't know if everybody's going to be ready for lunch, but anyway, so when you leave here, if you've ordered lunch, it's in the Sunset Grill. This is the new chairman for this year. We've actually got 2 pages worth of new chairmen. So this is the first group. I want to thank everybody for stepping up and taking on a new role this year. We've got several areas, and I will be posting this on the web, as Greg said, so you'll be able to go in there and reference it. You can also pull up a chairman's list, and they'll be listed there with their contact information in case you need to reach out to some of them. We actually have a new chairman area, the Vintage Theater this year, so that's kind of going to be a cool area. The area's been there, but we made it a chairmanship. The area's been there, I think, for 2 years. This will be the 3rd year. Okay, these are 2 areas that I'm still looking for chairman for. So if you have anyone that might be interested in helping with those 2 parking lot positions, please let me know. The sign shop, the deadline for signs is March the 14th. And I'm thinking he's going to be in the sign shop today, but I'm not sure how long. He did not give me a time. Yes. Yes. For how long? Till 2. Thank you. All right, so I'm not sure what happened to the challenge slide. It's not on here. Lice, do you want to come up and do the challenge first?
We'll do the guest speaker competition. All right. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, okay. Well, if you didn't realize that Laura works dawn till dusk, she's not in the office very much, but she's always working somewhere. So we're not sure where that is. Right, Laura? So, but no, you got any issues, please check with her. She is a wealth of knowledge. At this moment, I'd like to get Susie Eichhoff to come on up here. Where did Susie go? She was just sitting back there. Where'd she go? She's coming right here. She's stealth. So we got a few folks who have a couple of announcements. I got one at the very end, and we'll wrap this up. We got to be out of here by 11:30 because, yes, the plastic pack people are ready to party.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here to talk to you about the volunteer parade. It will be on Sunday as usual. We line up at 7:30. We take off or depart at 7:45. Go through the campground, make lots of noise, throw beads, candy, whatever you want to do. And we return to the announcer's stand at 8 o'clock, where we make the presentation of the trophy. I'm pleased to say that the nominations, we did something a little different this year. You sent nominations of people you thought should be the Grand Marshal, and the committee has chosen Home Bill Corner. So Linda, stand up, and your crew that are here, we're excited to do that. For all of you who haven't participated, everyone is invited. Sometimes we have the sheriffs, sometimes Lakeland PD motorcycles. So every area is invited. Decorate whatever you have for your transportation. The Raiders bring their wagons with their garbage cans, and the police cars come in the policemen come in their cars or their motorcycles. We've had fire trucks. So it's a lot of fun. It's very short. We promise to get you off to work by 8 o'clock. Again, I want to say that we're really excited about Home Built Corner. They've not participated before, so we're proud of that. They have between 40 and 45 volunteers during the week. They usually register between 200 and 250 airplanes. It's a very busy place, so we're excited that they're participating. So we look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning at 7:30. Oh, line up. Everyone lines up behind airside safety motorcycles. This is their parade. They started it 40 years ago. And so we've kind of dressed it up a little bit, but the parade starts behind them. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Susie. Come on up, Barbara. And just so you know, to make it really interesting, Tim Wells has promised for this year's parade, he's going to dress up like Mini-Me from The Spy Who Shagged Me and ride a tricycle. Right, Tim? All right. So if you can top that, get in. Come on, Barbara, talk about students. This is my third grade buddy from Hutchinson, Kansas, believe it or not.
Yeah, we went to different schools together in Hutchinson. But at the same time, hi, I'm Barbara Matthews, CFAA liaison. I help deploy students to help you in your areas. If you have not heard from me and you need students to help you, you need to get with me. I think I got everybody, but I may have missed, or you might be new. If you're somebody that's already made an arrangement with a particular student, I need to know that so we can plug it in. It's a giant jigsaw puzzle. Just got to put it all together. I need the information. I have helpers this year. Thank you, God. Matt and Debbie, would you stand up and show them you? I'm going to give you their phone numbers in my next email. Matt is a graduate from CFAA and Debbie is a retired teacher from there, so they know that part of it a lot better. They can help with any issue that you're going to have. We're going to have them as dedicated problem-solving team. They can take it to whoever needs to know and get any issue taken care of. Please let them know if you have anything, including if somebody doesn't show up, if you get an extra one, if they wander off, if they're sick, if maybe you think they might be better suited somewhere else. We're also going to ask you to see if you can take roll for them, just a record, a sign-in sheet, and you can take a picture of it and text it to Matt, and he will put that together. I'm going to, like I said, I'll give you his phone number. Please, the thing we have to remember is these kids they look like us, they're big. They are not, I'm sorry kids, they are not young adults. They are large kids in here. Some of them are pilots. Those are probably closer to being young adults than some of the others. The point is they need to know what their expectations are, what they should expect, what you expect, and what their boundaries are. And then they'll probably heed them. But if you just say, go do something, they'll probably just go do something. And you might not see, you can let them go out and look around. You know, give them an hour off to look around, but make sure they come back. If they don't come back, Matt or Debbie need to know. Okay? We will be tracking their Sun and Fun hours, so you don't need to put them in your system area. But if they stay after school, you can ask them to stay after, and they collect community service hours for their college applications. That way they have a different form, and if you would record that and sign off on it for them so that we know they were actually doing it, so that would be great. And if you have any questions, I'm hanging around. So thanks.
Thank you. All right. Everybody loves a porta potty when you got an emergency. Well, here's our savior. He can save you from the top all the way to your bottom. Gary Gunn.
Not only am I the counselor of comfort, but I'm the prince of potties. Handy Can, who was our contractor last year, will again be the contractor on site again this year. There'll be 400 standard units that are placed throughout the facility, 400. There'll be 50 ADA units. That's an increase of 10 from last year. There'll also be 14 hand washing stations, 18 tanks, 10 comfort trailers, and 4 shower trailers that are throughout the facility. So you can see there's quite a task for the service company to get their trucks in and out of servicing all of these units, especially once the facility is full of pedestrian traffic and equipment. So it's very important that these units be placed in not only an ease of use location, but also an ease of service location. Most of the units will be placed exactly as they were last year, with a few exceptions of the changing location for like Choppertown and maybe Homeville, so there'll be some changes there. Some of the units that were larger last year, 10 might have been too many, they'll be cut down to like 8. Some that were lower, maybe 4, maybe increased to 6, but the overall total will remain the same. We are asking that any of the chairmen do not take it upon yourself to move any of the portalets or have anybody from maintenance do that. We're asking that you get a hold of myself on the radio. I'm Half Moon, or Tim Wells. We'll get a hold of the Handycam people. The reason is they will know exactly where the units are. If you move them, it's sometimes harder, especially if they're behind a tent or some other location. It's hard for them to see out of the normal traffic zone. So don't move them yourself. Let the contractor do the moving via Tim or myself. We also are creating this year in the camper zone. There will be a zone map for those of you that have units that will be in the campsite. See the campground host, see Ed or one of the assistants there. Locate your campsite on that zone map so that it facilitates the pump trucks to find you. It is very hard for you to say, hey, I have a white unit, it's over there in Miss Betty's yard, down that road next to the tree. It's hard for them to find. They ride up and down looking for you. So you'll spot your location on this zone map that'll be at the campground host site. That'll facilitate getting you pumped out quicker. Also, those of you volunteers that have units that are provided to you from the Sun and Fun staff, you will not be given tickets in a bundle as you did last year. You'll need to go to campground host, get on the pump out sheet, and they'll be handled as before. It's going to be a 4-part sheet. You'll have a copy, campground host will have a copy. One will go to the vendor and one will be turned into the facility at the end. So press down hard when you write the information that you're filling out. Also, make sure that those of you that are camping, make sure that you leave your hose connected to the unit. The drivers of the trucks will not connect your hose to your trailer. So have it out, have it connected, lying discreetly under your trailer or unit. That way they can dump into a bucket and pump out. They will not pump directly from your tank for fear of collapsing the unit vacuum. So have your hose out. That is Ed, or what's your name? I don't know. Yeah. Lights, thank you very much. That's it. Y'all have fun.
All right, thanks. Hey. I think we got Joe's up next, Joe Cappuccino. Hey, no kidding, folks. Please, 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 if you walk by one of the portalets that is leaking, it's unsavory, please call Gary. We don't want to find after the event that we had a portalet that for whatever reason got ignored and it just got worse and worse. So as you observe them overflowing, hopefully not, but if you do, don't just this is part of that, do something, see something, do something. Please call him on the radio, whatever, and say, we got a portalet that needs to be drug out, pumped out, cleaned out, whatever. Otherwise, it just becomes an eyesore, and that's all the public remembers is that one that stunk. All right, Joe.
Porta potty, it's a hard act to follow. I'm Joe Cacioppo with the photographers, and I'd like to go ahead and just introduce a little bit of what our photographers will be looking like this year. Carolyn has our vest. We have unique vests this year. We don't have the same color as anybody else. If you see any of our photographers, they are professional photographers, well, sort of, but most of them are fantastic. But we do have a fantastic group of photographers. This is the vest you'll see. And they also carry the name badge, or the all access badge that's green this year. So this is what you'll see. If you see this and they're in your area, they're there to do a job. They're on an assignment. So we had a couple of incidences last year where we had problems with a photographer trying to do their job and they were kicked out of the area. And they were not supposed to be kicked out of the area. They are there taking pictures for Sun and Fun. So if you see somebody in your area, let them do their job. They won't interfere with you. And also, by the way, if you need pictures for your area, we're the ones that take care of it for you. Ron, everybody knows Ron Stillner. He's done a great job taking care of it, all that stuff. So if you have any needs of that, let us know. And any questions during the air show, if you have for the photographers, whether you know they're supposed to be there or not, you can contact me, Joe Cacioppo, and I've got two other co-chairmen also that will be taking care of that stuff. So any questions, come find us. Let's have a great air show. Thank you.
Please do take advantage of their photography skills. If you've got a group, your group of volunteers wants a group shot, just get on the list. They'll come take it and you get it. It's no charge, it's all free, so take advantage of that. And then we got Mr. Microphone, the radio man, the voice from the South, our bad boy Dave Shellbetter.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everybody. Proving Tracy wrong, I'm going to make this really fast. Back in '95, they asked me to run a radio station for Sun and Fun. Billy Henderson said, do whatever you want so you don't cost us our license. Well, giving me free rein is a really bad thing, or a good thing, it all depends. This year, we have near 50 people, roughly 40 on site, making the radio station happen. We audio stream worldwide through Dave Pasco at liveatc.net/SNF, his generosity. Our reason for being here is to promote what you guys are doing. I'm not here to talk about Dave, I'm here to talk about all of you. Please, snfradio@gmail.com, snfradio.com, SNF on radio on Twitter, SNF Radio on Facebook. Like our page, follow our tweets, and reach out and tell me what you're doing so I can tell everybody else. But being fair, you tell me what you're doing, I'm going to tell everybody. So you don't want everybody to know about it, don't tell me. But anyways, that's it. 25 years this year. We're celebrating our 25th anniversary. Everybody here has my personal invitation to stop by. We serve waffles on the back deck every morning from 8 to 10. Please come by. Tell Chef I said to hook you up with a waffle. But be warned, we're kind of drug dealers. We give you the first one. When you find out how good they are and come back for more, we ask you for a donation. So that's it. I'm done. Come by and see us. Let us tell everybody about you.
Thank you so much, Dave. So if you do get a chance, go by there. The waffles with the strawberries are the best. I do have one comment here from Jerry Card today. So if you need your medical electrical permit today, get with Tracy Card. If you haven't applied for your electrical, get it done right away. And what do we got here? Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry about this.
$5. Why? You gotta buy the drinks.
Good morning, Mr. President. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're all here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yep, you got it. I will pass that along. Yes, sir. You have a great day, Mr. President. Thank you very much for calling. All right. Have a good day. Bye. The President, Mr. Donald, just said he wants you guys to have the best fly-in ever. He's got great faith. He would be here, but he's building a wall, so he can't make this. You know, somebody did say, why don't you get the president to come to the flying? And I go, dude, do you understand what a TFR is? Yeah, that would be an interesting one. So, anyway, does anybody have any questions about anything? Why do you drive on a parkway but you park on a driveway? I don't know. What's 1 hour modernizing and wants to take 1 hour? Yes, Linda. Oh, the road at camper registration, thanks to our friends Adam and Chris, there will be an ingress road which will go right by the camper registration, and the egress road going out onto drain field will be behind it to the east. So you'll have an in and an out, and never should the two cross. Okay? That's the whole idea. Is that right? Yes. And Chris is making it happen. They're moving a lot of dirt to make that really nice for us. So that's a good thing. What else? Anybody? Are we good? We're good. Okay, I'll give you one last thing here. This is the ERT guys rolled over to security this year because what we're finding is a lot of people like to come to our fundraiser for free. I'm sure you've seen that thing on TV. Free, 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 free. Sun and Fun is not free. Nothing's free. There's complimentary stuff, but nothing's free. All right? It's $2 million to turn the light switch on. That's what it takes before we open day one. So we need to gather their donation, and to do that, we are now putting teams of security people, not one or two, but teams, thanks to Brandon. Brandon, raise your hand. Where you at, Brandon? You're right there, he is. He's going to join with the ERT guys, and they are going to go to the major choke points. They're at Laird and Rocky Road and James C. Drive coming in from Paradise City and Vintage, and we're going to stop people, and I ask y'all to help. No wristband, no tiki, no laundry. No tiki, no laundry. Hey, get your wristband, and we're going to have people taking your money right there on the spot. We tried this 1 year over at Vintage, and in 1 week we gained over $8,000 in tickets. And people just walking around, I don't need no ticket. I just came to fly in, woohoo. So we need your help. Keep an eye on it. Remember, Brandon's going to be stopping them. Make them happy. But if you see somebody without a wristband, tell them go get a wristband. This is a fundraiser. All right, let's with that. We're ahead of schedule, Tim. You can start setting up for Plastic Pack. Everybody have a great day. Super Sun Fun 2019. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the challenge. This came from, yes, and I'm absolutely right. I almost forgot. One thing I ask you to do. One thing and one thing only. Every day, grab somebody under the age of 21 and go, hey, have you thought about aviation as a career? This is why I do it. You might want to think about it. Engage, engage, engage. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's have a great day.